Trax is sponsored by Polaris, think outside. Can-Am, time for some off-road living. And by Yamaha, revs your heart.
So I always get pretty, pumped up when Polaris is getting ready to release new machines. Every time they release a new model, it's bigger, better, faster, more powerful. I'll be honest with you though, I did not see this coming.
Sound on camera, please.
Yeah, please.
And here we go. And 3, 2, 1, action. The XD 1500 creates an entirely new extreme duty class of utility side-by-sides.
The new Ranger XP 1500, they started calling it extreme duty, and it's one thing to say extreme duty, and then it's a whole different ballgame when you see this machine and you realize that it really is extreme duty. I mean, this is a 3/4 ton machine designed to absolutely work, and we really work these machines. The Ranger it's my go-to for my family, for weekend cruising, for work, for utility, whatever it is that we're doing. If I need something that I know is going to perform every single time, it's always been the Ranger. So the fact that they've taken an already legendary machine and they've made it, they completely changed it and they made it better in every single way. I'm stoked. Like, I am literally more excited about this machine than I have been probably any machine they've ever launched. So Polaris obviously partners with a lot of their different ambassadors anytime they go to unveil a machine, and they've always done a good job at choosing the right partner for the right machine. And we've just kind of been waiting for our opportunity because, it takes a special type of ambassador to unveil a machine like this, because this machine is not only aggressive and badass and over the top and ready to go have a lot of fun, but it's also designed to go work on the farms, out in the field, and ranches, and really, really earn its keep. So the fact that they chose us, I think it makes perfect sense. In fact, talking with the team over there, when the idea got brought up for the launch, the first thing they said was Diesel Brothers. One thing that we've become known for over the years is building big over-the-top vehicles, but what some people don't know is that all of our vehicles are purpose-built. So even though our Mega Ram Runner, kind of our big flagship truck, looked like a show truck and it was unveiled at SEMA, that truck was originally designed to be able to pull my trailers and go to Moab, and after SEMA was over, we took it straight down to Moab and rock crawled and beat the crap out of it. So the point I'm making is we build them to look good, but we also want them to perform even better than they look. And that's exactly what Polaris did with the new Ranger XP 1500. This thing it looks amazing. It's showroom shiny, beautiful. We are known for being really hard on equipment and, finding the weak links in just about anything really quickly. And so that's where, with the new Ranger, we're excited to go out and push it and test it and see just how hard this thing is really gonna work. But from what I've seen so far, we might have met our match when it comes to finding something that we can actually outwork.
Dirt Trax is sponsored by Hercules Tire. Ride on our strength.
When Polaris invited us out here to Salt Lake City, Utah, it was to see a new Ranger. See, when I thought about what could an all-new Ranger be, I didn't have any ideas. The old Ranger XP was pretty dang impressive. But what they showed us is something on a whole nother level. This is the Ranger 1500 XD, and it is Ranger maximized in every way. This is not a Ranger XP with a bunch of new parts. This is a whole new platform, and it's a whole new category in the utility side-by-side marketplace. This has capabilities that you've never heard before. Now, a whole new platform means a whole new chassis. Now, this chassis, because of the maximum capabilities that this vehicle has, needed to be super beefy and way bigger in every way than a normal Ranger chassis, and that's exactly what it is. When you look at the frame tubes, they're bigger diameter, there's more of them, the way they're welded, the way they're put together. It's all designed for maximum durability and capability. Suspension-wise, the suspension arms themselves are also huge compared to a normal Ranger XP. You can see the lower A-arms are arched, but they're arched aggressively, so you've got maximum width ground clearance, not just maximum height. Ground clearance is 15 inches stock. 15 inches is the most ground clearance of any utility vehicle in the industry. Polaris describes the 1500 Ranger XD as more capable, more durable, and more comfortable. So we'll look at more capable right now, and we're going to talk about the specs of this vehicle. So we've talked about the suspension, but what does more capable mean? More capable means that this box is 50% larger than a Ranger XP box and can carry 1,500 pounds. On top of all of that, you can tow 3,500 pounds with this vehicle. Now, putting that in perspective, a regular Ranger XP can tow 2,500 pounds. So this isn't just a little bit more. This isn't just let's beat Ranger XP. This is like, let's blow everybody in the competition out of the water and have a vehicle that can do so much more. Under the hood, you're gonna find a 3-cylinder 1500cc motor that is actually based on the motor in the Pro R. It's basically a Pro R motor with one cylinder chopped off. It makes 110 horsepower and 105 foot-pounds of torque. These numbers are important because you gotta remember you're towing 3,500 pounds. You're gonna need a lot of torque to get that weight moving, and this motor is more than capable of it. On top of all of that, the motor's been designed for extreme ease of maintenance. Your air filter's here, you've got your oil filter there, your dipstick right there, your coolant right there. Everything is accessible from this side of the motor without removing any other panels. So in terms of keeping this engine running, not a problem, everything is right here. So we've covered more capable. What about more comfortable? Polaris has completely redesigned this interior. It's something different than we've ever seen before. You've got essentially bucket seats with a flip-up center console. So it is a 3-seat model. But this center console flips down and is extremely sturdy and makes it into basically 2 bucket seats that are very well bolstered. Now this is the North Star Ultimate Edition, which means it's got all the bells and whistles. So it's got Ride Command and Ride Command Plus included. It's got tilt and telescoping steering wheel. You've got a hydraulically assisted mechanical transmission, which we'll talk about in a little bit. Over here, now this is sort of the big comfort feature right here. This is your HVAC controls. Now, Polaris North Star models have always had heat and air conditioning. It's not a big thing. What's different about this one is that you have actual zones, just like in your car, to direct the airflow where you want it, whether it's in the dash, whether it's on your feet, whether it's for defrost settings. It's all right here on a knob. You also have an AC button and a recirculation button. So just like in your car, you can recirculate the cool air to keep things even cooler or to cool down the cab or heat up the cab even faster. That's something we've never seen before. Further to all of that, you've got multiple cup holders, cell phone holders, in-dash storage, plus a regular style glove box just like your truck. But maybe even more importantly, this doesn't have to do with comfort, but it is important when you're in the cab. The roof is standard and comes carpeted, so it's very quiet. But what you can't see up here is a bus bar. So Polaris has always had bus bars for adding electronic accessories. Generally speaking, they're under the hood. So if you want to add a light bar or something up on the roof, you've got to run the wires up through the frame member or through the roll cage up into the roof. In this case, you have a 6-position bus bar under the hood and a 6-position bus bar right here. So there's already power in the roof. Your switch panel is right here for the roof. So literally, if you want to add a light bar or any other accessories up on your roof, the power is here, the switches go here, the accessory goes on the roof, and you're done. It's very simple. Other comfort features like a flip-out windshield and fully adjustable seating and power windows are all things that you're going to appreciate day to day. But when it comes to most durable, that's where things really get interesting on this vehicle. Traditionally, Polaris side-by-sides, all side-by-sides that are belt transmissions use a rubber belt and a CV style transmission. This uses a steel belt transmission, meaning it's next to impossible to break your belt, and the service intervals for the belt transmission are 6,000 miles. The belt is rated to last the lifetime of the vehicle. Polaris has always had an unlocking rear differential and an unlocking front differential. What they've never had before is those two things independent of each other. So with these two buttons right here, I can independently control my rear diff lock, which is what we always know as turf mode, and I can lock or unlock my front diff, regardless of where my rear diff. So I can have an open rear diff and a locked front diff. That's very unique, and it's something that a lot of people have asked for. So the question needs to be asked about the Ranger 1500 XD is who is this thing for? And the answer is pretty simple. It's for just about anybody. So no matter what you're gonna do with your side-by-side, if it has to be the max, if it has to be the ultimate, if it has to be the heaviest duty out there, there's only one vehicle to pick, and the Ranger 1500 XD is it.
Dirt Trax is sponsored by Princess Auto. Make it work.
So if you've tuned into a previous episode of Dirt Trax, you noticed that we did a test ride on the KRX 1000 four-seater. And today I have Joel McDonald with me from Kawasaki, who is going to give us a bit more of an in-depth walkthrough of exactly what this vehicle is, what its intended purpose is. And we're also gonna take it out and push it through some more limits. Last time I did more of a general test ride, all in all, you know, because this vehicle will do everything really well. Today we're gonna go out and try to find some more technical terrain, put it through a little more crawling situations. We might get to use the winch on it. We're gonna have a bit more fun. But the other cool part about it is that the guys from Kawasaki have actually upgraded this vehicle since the last time you saw it. So yes, it is sitting under a really, actually very nice all-purpose cover, but we'll get Joel to walk us through all the cool upgrades that they did to it and help us to understand exactly how it's gonna change out on the trail today and what it's gonna do better for us. So why don't we get a quick walk around, and Joel, you can kind of show us, we'll reveal it, and then you can walk us through each of the upgrades that you've done to this thing for us.
Sounds great.
This is a really nice cover, but give me the features on you know, what's different about this.
Well, this cover is great, keeping all the elements off of it, and it's also a towable cover.
So we'll take this off, and then we'll see what else you guys have done to this buggy. We've tried to find covers for snowmobiles, ATVs, or side-by-sides, and 90% of them just turn into shreds. So this is strong enough to tow with, and it's got all the tie-off points. Okay, so before we pull this thing off the trailer, Joel, give us a run-through of the one feature that we can see while it's up high.
Right, exactly. So as it's been indicated that we might be getting a little bit more aggressive in our terrain today,
We'll try today.
and some rocky terrain up here,
Yep.
and that sort of thing. So we added in some rock sliding protection here.
Nice.
It's you know, 1/4 inch thick polyethylene protection.
Cool.
So that just adds to you know, keeping you going all day long.
For sure, so we can slide over with those. We got trailing arm guards.
Yep.
And then we also have front A-arm guards as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, those are pretty beefy too.
Yeah,
so.
yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
Well, we'll try not to test them too much today, but we're probably going to test them a bit. So we'll pull it off the trailer, and then you can walk us through the other features.
Great.
Cool. That screen is sweet.
Yeah.
It's got a backup camera now too.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, so there's a few other items we added on here. We had the half shield here, so you still got nice air ventilation on the hot summer days, but it gives you a little bit of protection there from the dust and debris and that sort of thing coming on in. And then we added in the infotainment system, which is a pretty slick system, which does our GPS mapping, does our music, and you know, takes care of all the engine parameters. Any problem that may arise while you're out on the trail, normally you just have an engine light giving you the little display there. Now they'll give you a warning message right on the dash as to what's wrong.
So Joel's actually disconnecting one of the temp sensors at the back. It's going to be able to come up on screen and tell us exactly what's gone wrong. Look at that. Water temp sensor failure. He just unplugged it. It comes up and tells us exactly what it is. You know, you have to select and say, okay, so you understand that there is a warning, but you know exactly what it is. That's pretty cool. You guys put a light bar on, I think, as well.
Yep.
I was told that it glows green.
It does,
That's
yeah.
cool.
So we have it on the low setting, and it's glowing green, Kawasaki colors, and then you got to run that. And then when you really want to see what's going on, you click on the next one, and boom.
That's kind of a nice little double feature there.
Yep.
And then we, it had a kick-our stereo in it from the factory. Like, this thing had a wicked stereo.
Yep.
Like, really impressive. And it's got door speakers, which most don't. Everybody else has got speakers in little pods and areas that intrude.
Yep.
I like that these are right in the door, which I'm sure the wiring of that is a little more intricate, but it's way nicer.
It's awesome, and we still have the big sub in the back, and
Big sub in the back.
that lights up when you're out
Yes,
at the
yes.
dock at night or whatnot.
like that.
But we also added on a little extra reach out fender flare in case we get in the wet stuff. You can keep yourself a little drier too.
And those are handy. We put those on a lot of the vehicles now, and you know what? I used to be one of those guys who was like, I want to see the tires.
Yeah.
but now I want the coverage from the mud. I don't want to be covered in everything, so I really appreciate the fact that those are on there. All right, so we got a good walkthrough. We know what the vehicle is, what you've done to it, and all the cool features. Let's go beat on it.
Well, yeah. All right, let's go.
I mean, you're the guy who has to send it back to the shop to get it fixed if we break it.
That's right.
We're with the right guy.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's right.
Awesome. Okay, let's do it.
Dirt Trax has been sponsored by Kawasaki. Let the good times roll. And BRP Performance Exhaust, built for the victory lap. And by Mad Ramps. Leave the trailer and go.
This is my time. I'm on the rise. Can't hold me down. I'm too fly. This is my time. Ready to shine. Brighter than all of the lights. 'Cause when it's game time.
It's hard with some of the mud holes out here. You're like, how big is that hole?
I know.
This is my time. This is my moment. You better bet that I'm on it. Ready and set, I'ma own it. Blast it to 10, then keep going. There ain't no coasting. I never settled on play. Putting the kettle to flame.
Diff lock turn radius.
It's amazing this too. You can shift that on the fly because of the speed sensors.
In line, 8, 7. Now it's my time that I take mine. 6, 5. King of the jungle, heart of a lion. 4, 3, 2, 1. Watch out, here I come. This is my time. I'm on the rise. Can't hold me down, I'm too fly. This is my time.
When it comes to these things, I used to be like, pin it till you win it.
Yeah.
You know, just go for it. But
Yeah.
I found with crawling, after doing it a bunch of times,
Yeah,
slower is gooder, as they say in Tennessee.
that's it. Yeah, exactly.
The shot clock goes tick-tock. Haters wish that I slip. No, I don't miss. MJ all hits. Watch me pop off, I'm the king now. Moonwalk to the ring now. Keep on wondering how. Let that choir sing now. 10, 9, paid on my dues, waited in line. 8, 7, now it's my time that I take mine. 6, 5, king of the jungle, heart of a lion. 4, 3, 2, 1, watch out, here I come. This is my time. I'm on the rise, can't hold me down, I'm too fly. This is my time, ready to shine, brighter than all of the lights.
Didn't even try. Like,
That's amazing.
we barely even idle. Like, I could have just idled up that.
Beating the buzzer like, this is my time.
Yeah, I thought for sure you would have a little bit of a hop, a little bit of something going on.
This is my time.
So Joel, I'd have to say, after today with the Teryx KRX, you guys put a whole lot of cool things on it, and I appreciate all of them. But at the base, this special edition is more than capable of doing things that I didn't think that it would do. And what you put on just makes it, I think, more enjoyable, a lot more creature comforts. Skid plates definitely helped out today because we did skid over some stuff. But when it comes to the functionality of this vehicle, this thing is a beast.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
No.
I don't know about you, but we pulled up to that one incline that we all pretty much agreed was somewhere in the neighborhood of 50 to 55 degrees. And I thought, yeah, okay, we'll do this for camera. You know, we're gonna end up doing a burnout on it. We'll back out of it. It's not gonna go over. And I mean, we really didn't even work at it all that hard.
No, just a little bump and it's
Yeah.
up and over. Yeah, I know what this thing's capable of, but when you're actually in it, doing it, it's
Totally
unbelievable.
Totally
Unbelievable.
different.
Yeah.
The skid plates were awesome. Those rock slide skid plates, I think, were the saving grace for the side plastics today, so we don't have to send it back to you damaged.
I appreciate, yeah.
Yeah, the rest of it did awesome. The KECS worked great. You know, if you're on the trail, soften it up. If you're rock climbing, we found that, you know, the normal mode was pretty solid. And then, you know, I guess if things get more aggressive and you're jumping it or playing around, then you put it in the, you know, the stiffer setting. But everything else was awesome. The GPS was really nice. I actually really like the widgets on screen because I can have my backup camera, and I can have the angle of attack and the degrees of approach, and you know, the body roll is in another little widget, and I still have all of my information for the vehicle. It's It's a really intuitive screen. I like that. I think it's actually the best one in the industry right now by far. It's the most intuitive screen going. And then obviously the features like being able to tell you what's wrong with your vehicle, not just saying there's a check engine light on and going, oh no, what is it? But saying specifically what it is with a diagnostic tool right in the screen. You can't get rid of it, but that's fine because it needs to go to the dealership to get fixed anyways. But you know whether it's something that's gonna, get you out of the bush or whether you park it and tow it out.
Yeah, you for sure. You know if it's ending your day, the wise thing to shut her down, or you can limp her home and
That's right.
carry on for another day.
Yeah, well, this has been awesome. Thank you for equipping this with all these cool parts. It's not going home with you today, and it may go back out on this trail again soon. So I think I'm gonna throw the wife and kids in and come out here for a tour and have some fun.
Oh, for sure. Enjoy it, man. It's awesome.
Awesome. Thanks for coming out.
Awesome.